Hi guys and welcome to Fandom Newbie. My name is Shruti and today I'm doing a tier ranking video. Now a lot of you have been requesting me to make a video like this, so today I thought I'd finally sit down and make a tier ranking video in which I rank every single book series that I have ever read. Now I've read a total of about 30 book series. Like, these are all the book series I remember reading. I might have read more, but I honestly can't remember. But yeah, I have read a total of 30 book series in my entire life. So yeah, let's just start ranking them. Okay, so the tier ranks that I have are awful, okay, good, a great series. And because I feel like I'm going to put a lot of series into God tier, because like I know that I love way too many book series, I'm putting a demigod tier as well, so that I don't put too many books into God tier and I have that little bifurcation. So yeah, those are my tiers. Now let's start ranking. The first book is the Golden Compass series. So this is His Dark Materials. Now I read this book series when I think I was probably like 13 or 14 years old. I can't remember, but it was around the time when I was reading Harry Potter. So I was in that phase where I was like, Harry Potter is the best series ever. There's no series that's better than Harry Potter. Harry Potter is just like the god of all series. So I was in that phase, and I remember that like, while I liked this series, I felt like if I enjoyed any series, I was kind of like cheating on Harry Potter. So I remember being like, oh, I don't like this series that much. But like, if I'm really honest with myself, I actually really like this series. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in, oh, not good, in great. I think His Dark Materials is actually a really great series. The next one is Eragon. This also I read in my like Harry Potter phase, like in between Harry Potter books, like while I was waiting for different Harry Potter books to release, I used to read other fantasy series, and I think I read Eragon at that time as well. And to be honest, yeah, Eragon is a good series, but it's not great. So yeah, this one also I'm gonna put in good. Aragon is like filled with magic and kings and dragons and all of that, but it's just a little bit like complicated, I feel. So it's definitely a good series, but not great. Okay, the next one is Game of Thrones, which is A Song of Ice and Fire, that series. Now, okay, I have only read the first two books in the series like fully, and the third one I think I read a little bit, and then pretty much I gave up on this series and started watching the TV show, which is really bad of me. But like, I was just getting very impatient and I wanted to just start watching the TV show. So that's what I did. So I haven't read this full series. And based off of what I read, like, yes, this is a very good fantasy series. Honestly, like, it is really well developed. It is really good. But just because I haven't read the whole series, I don't have a lot of context, I'm going to put this in great. Like, it might actually deserve to be in demigod, but I don't know. For me, I feel like it's a great series. It's not exactly demigod level for me, also because I haven't read the entire series. All right, the next one is, oh, the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. Okay, so this one I'm actually a little bit confused about, because if I have to think objectively, this book series is just a very guilty pleasure read. It's not like, it's not really good. But I really love this book series a lot, just because I read it at a time, like I read it during when things were really bad in terms of COVID, and I wanted something to distract me, and this was such an amazing guilty pleasure read that just distracted me, made me feel so good, and it was so addictive and binge worthy, and I had a great time reading this book, like reading this book series. So just because of my emotions and everything that I felt when I was reading this book series, I'm gonna put this in demigod. Objectively, I know that this series doesn't deserve to be in demigod. Objectively, it's probably just a good or a great series, but because I felt so good reading it and emotionally I'm really attached to this series for the way it made me feel, it's going to go in demigod. Next one is Lord of the Rings. Oh, this is very easily god tier, like without a doubt. This is one of my all-time favorite series. It is absolutely amazing. I love this series so much. It is the king of all fantasy books. J.R.R. Tolkien is just like the godfather of fantasy. This book series is absolutely perfect. All right, next one is the Shiva trilogy. Okay, this might be controversial, I feel, but I'm gonna put Shiva trilogy in just okay. The first book, Immortals of Meluha, I didn't like it that much. I really enjoyed The Secret of the Nagas a lot. I found that book very intriguing, and I hated the third book. Like, I absolutely hated Oath of the Vayuputras. So objectively, I just thought that it was a very okay book series. Okay, next we have Twilight, and I think we've got our first awful book. Now, I'm one of those people who actually was obsessed with Twilight when it came out. So when it came out, I really loved it. I was obsessed with Edward Cullen. I had a crush on Edward Cullen. I had a crush on Robert Pattinson when the movies came out, and I just absolutely loved this entire book series. But as I got older, and especially after Breaking Dawn, like Breaking Dawn was the worst book ever. Like, I hated Breaking Dawn absolutely. But then as I kept like reading the books as I got older, and I really started analyzing the books as I got older, I realized just how problematic these books are. Even though I was obsessed with them before, I feel that now as an adult, these books are just really bad, and they deserve to be in that tier. All right, next one is The Lightning Thief, which is the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. And while I am very tempted to put this in the demigod tier just because Percy Jackson is a demigod himself, to me, again, objectively, I think this is just a great series. Like, I don't think it is demigod level for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this book series a lot. It is really fun. It was fast-paced, exciting, full of adventure, and I really loved this series. But like, based off of some of the other book series I've read, I just don't feel like, for me, this is demigod level. Alright, the next is Name of the Star, which is the Shades of London series by Maureen Johnson. Now, this was Maureen Johnson's, I think, very first thriller horror novel that she attempted, if I'm not mistaken. And it's based on, like, it's set in London, like contemporary London, but like Jack the Ripper style killings are happening again in contemporary London. And it was a really fun premise. But to be honest, this series to me is just okay. Like, the first book I remember was really good, and then I think I read only the second and third book, if I'm not mistaken, and I didn't really like those a lot. Like, I didn't really get into the series, and I think there are like 5 books or something in the series. I'm not sure, I could be completely wrong. But yeah, I've only read the first couple of them, and I remember that I didn't really like the series after the first book, so I'm gonna put this in okay. Okay, the next one is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I really enjoyed this series, but again, objectively speaking, among all the ones that I have here, I think that this is a good series. I don't think it's great, and I don't think it's okay, so it's definitely good. It's a really good romance series. It will make you feel all the butterflies in your stomach, and it will honestly make you feel like how you feel when you have a first crush or a first love. So it's nice that way. But yeah, in my tier ranking level, it's going to go in good. All right, the next one is An Ember in the Ashes. Ooh, this is easy. God. Another really easy god tier book. You guys have heard me talk about Ember in the Ashes a lot on this channel, and yeah, it's a god tier book. I absolutely adore this book series. It is amazing. All right, the next one is The Last Hours series. So I recently just read Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron, and I really liked those books. Again, objectively speaking, I feel like this is a good series. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's demigod. I know it's like similar to the Infernal Devices trilogy. But honestly, okay, the Infernal Devices trilogy, the only reason it's in demigod is because of the way I was feeling when I read it and how this book made me feel and how it kind of got me out of that funk that I was in, and that's why it's in demigod level. Whereas Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron, I'm not in that like funk anymore, and I really enjoyed these books. They are like extremely guilty pleasure reads, and the romance is just so angsty and like heaty and like really fun to read. But objectively speaking, I feel like it's just a good series. It's not great or demigod at all. It's a very good series. I would recommend it to you guys to read, but in my ranking, it's a good. Okay, the next one is the Shades of Magic trilogy, and again, my friends, we have an easy god tier book. You see, I've made the demigod like tier, but like I'm not putting much in it, am I? Because I have so many god tier books, like seriously. Shades of Magic is definitely god tier. It's one of my absolute favorite book series of all time. I love that book series so much. Read the Shades of Magic trilogy, please. It's so good. Alright, the next is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson, and this one I would put in great. I think it is a great series. It is definitely not demigod level because I didn't really enjoy the third book in this series a lot. I loved the first one and I really liked the second one, but the third one was a little bit of a disappointment for me. So yeah, this one is going in great. Alright, the next is Artemis Fowl. This one I would put in good, I think. Yeah, so this was another one that I read during my what should I read in between Harry Potter books phase. And it's a really good series. It's a very fun middle grade like series for kids, and yeah, I urge you guys to check it out because it was very entertaining and a lot of fun and filled with a bunch of magical creatures like fairies and things like that. Alright, the next is Maze Runner, and yes, again, we have an awful book. I honestly can't even remember what that series is about. I think I read the first one and did I DNF the second one? I don't even remember, but like yeah, I did not like this book at all. Alright, the next is Shadow and Bone, and I don't know what to do with this, but I think I'm gonna put this in okay. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think it deserves to be okay. I didn't really enjoy it as much. I felt it was too trope heavy, especially the Chosen One trope I felt was not really done so well in this book. So yeah, it is just an okay series for me. Okay, the next one is the Wayside School series. Oh my god, this is definitely demigod. This was one of my all-time favorite series that I read when I was a kid. And it's basically a series about this school and the children of the class which is on the 13th floor of this school. And each character like in that class has their own chapter in the first book, and they're all just super quirky and weird and strange, and it was such a funny and amazing and really entertaining book. I absolutely love this book series. Great book for children, by the way. It is just super duper entertaining. So if you're looking for a good book for kids, I recommend the Wayside School series by Lewis Sacker. It was just incredible. I loved that series. Alright, the next one is the Ramchandra series, and this actually might be a controversial opinion because I know a lot of people think otherwise, but for me, I actually enjoyed the Ramchandra series more than the Shiva trilogy, and honestly, it was because of the two books, Sita and Ravan. If you guys have watched my vlog about me reading the Ramchandra series, you would know that Ravan, for me, is one of the best books that Amish Tripathi has written. I really enjoyed his writing in that book a lot, and I also really enjoyed the character of Sita. So because of that, for me, I felt the Ramchandra series was superior to the Shiva trilogy. I know that's an unpopular opinion. I know that a lot of people think otherwise, but for me, it is this way. Alright, next we have Wishes. Again, demigod. Wishes, again, is one of my favorite series. It's not god level, yeah, it does, it's not god level, but it's close, so definitely demigod. I love Victoria Schwab, like seriously, I love her writing. If you guys haven't checked Victoria Schwab's books, please check them out. Please check out V.E. Schwab's books, they are so good. She is such a phenomenal author, like seriously, check out her books, she's really, really good. The next one is Poppy War. This one's also tough. Between god and demigod. Okay, I think the Poppy War is going to go in demigod because I haven't read the third book. Like, I've read the first book and I read the second book and they both are really good, but because I haven't finished the series as yet, I feel like this one should go in demigod. I'm sorry about the sirens. Okay, they're done. But yeah, because I haven't read the entire series, I feel like this one should go in demigod. Okay, the next one is Six of Crows. I wonder where this is going to go. Like, seriously. Did you guys have any doubts? Six of Crows, god tier. I mean, my entire channel brand, I think, is Six of Crows. Like, the amount of times I've spoken about Six of Crows on my channel is absolutely crazy. And if you've been a subscriber for some time, you would know that I am obsessed with this book, that I absolutely love this book. So yeah, god tier book, easily. All right, next we have A Series of Unfortunate Events, and for me this is good, great. I think this is a great book. Yeah, I would put this in great. I really like the series a lot. I actually read the series as an adult and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very endearing and fun to read. So yeah, definitely a great book series. All right, the next one is Divergent. Again, unpopular opinion, but we have an awful book. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Divergent. I think I included this in my popular books I hate video. I just couldn't relate to the characters. The whole thing of the, I don't remember what they're called, factions, I think it was. Like, that is just like such a rip-off of the Hogwarts houses to me. And it was just very, very poorly done. I do not like this book series at all. All right, the next one is the Handmaid's Tale duology. And this one also is great. I absolutely love this book. I prefer The Testament, which is the second book in the series, to The Handmaid's Tale because that one is a bit more like fast-paced, action-packed, and a lot more seems to be happening, as well as we get to see a lot more of Gilead in that book as compared to The Handmaid's Tale. Gilead is the world in which The Handmaid's Tale books are set in. So I definitely like The Testaments more than The Handmaid's Tale, but both of them are extraordinary books. So yeah, definitely check them out. They're really, really good. Next one is the Devabad trilogy. Another god tier book. Another god tier book. Yes, I cannot put Devabad anywhere else. This book series is just so good. It's so good. Like, seriously. Again, I feel like it's a very, very underrated series. Not a lot of people read it, but like, it is so good. The Middle Eastern inspired fantasy world in this series is so rich. The political intrigue in this series is so good. Like, honestly, really, read the Devabad trilogy. It's amazing. Next one is Harry Potter. Again, any guesses where this is gonna go? Like, seriously. Before Six of Crows, I think my entire brand was Harry Potter. So yeah, Harry Potter was my childhood. Harry Potter was my entire childhood and it defined a lot of my reading experiences. So yep, Harry Potter is a god tier book for sure. All right, the next one is Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. I think this one would be good. Yeah, I think it was a good series. It was like, I think it was released, or not released, I think I read it after the Hunger Games when I was in my dystopian book phase, because it was released before the Hunger Games, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it was published before Hunger Games, but I discovered the dystopian book world with the Hunger Games. So yeah, I read Uglies after the Hunger Games and I really loved the dystopian world. I really loved its take on beauty standards in our world, and it's a really good series. So yeah, definitely good. The next one is Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and again another good series. I think really good for teenagers. I feel like it tackles things like first love, crush, individuality, like identity crisis, or like all the things that you face when you're a teenager. I think it tackles those issues really well. It really focuses on friendship and sisterhood between the four main characters. It's a really good series. So yeah, definitely good. I would recommend it, and you guys should check it out if you haven't. And the last one is The Hunger Games. This one I'm a bit confused about. I don't know if it's God tier anymore. Like, definitely a few years ago it would be God tier, but I think now, with the way, like, I don't know, my tastes have evolved, I feel like it is demigod. I don't think it's God tier. Like, looking at the God tier books that I have right now, like all of these, I feel like Hunger Games belongs in demigod for me, because like these are just my absolute all-time favorites. Like, nothing I feel can top these. So yeah, Hunger Games for me definitely comes in demigod. And there we have it. This is my tier ranking thing of all the series that I have ever read. I think I'm quite happy with it. Definitely my God tier books would be those. Like, nothing else tops those. I'm happy with my demigod. If I was to change anything, you know, in the future when I actually read A Song of Ice and Fire, I feel like this might be bumped up to here. But just because I haven't read the entire series, and I mean, I did get impatient and bored and I went and watched the TV show instead. Yeah, that might be the only one that I might change in the future. Move it up to demigod, probably. But yeah, overall, I think I would stay with this that I have put right now. And that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys liked my ranking. If you guys disagree with any of my ranking, and for you, if like things are in different tiers, then let me know down in the comments. I would love to know what your rank is for a lot of these series. But yes, that was my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big fat thumbs up. And of course, do subscribe to my channel for more book related videos. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.